Hey guys, it's Amy with Crafts by Aimee. If you're watching right now, you're probably watching the replay since I haven't shared myself out. I am on a couple minutes early so I can do that because sometimes it takes a few seconds or minutes for Facebook to load our lives. So let me get shared and then I'll show you guys what I am working on today. And for anybody that saw the post that I posted earlier today and commented on it, thank you. I appreciate that. I went to the doctor this morning and I was seeing my psychiatrist because I have OCD and issues, which lots of people have medical issues. Anyway, everything was fine. Then I got home. Not so fine. My dad was having insulation installed so that our upstairs would stay cooler because it was getting hot up here and the air conditioning people told him there was nothing wrong. They couldn't do anything to fix it. Only thing that my dad could do was add more insulation to our house. So the insulation people were in the closet that is right behind my desk. And you can probably see it where this black thing is right here hanging on this. This is a door. My aprons and everything are on it. And they just moved all of my stuff that was in front of it and by my desk and so that they could get to it. Well, I didn't know they were going to be in here doing that. Otherwise, I would have moved it because they moved it and I was freaking out because I could not find my big stencils from Magnolia. My big stencils from Chocolate Tour were sitting out because I had pulled them out. But my Magnolia ones were at the end of my shelving unit that's behind me by the door to the closet. And I couldn't find them and I was freaking out. So that was my big thing. And then while I was freaking out, I fell and I hit the shelving unit that is behind me, this white thing you see with that's behind me with the bins, and I now have a red mark on my wrist right here, and I know it's going to be a big bruise. It hurt because that is literally a bone right there that I hit. You can really see it on the camera. That line right there is my bruise. It's not bruised yet, but it is going to be. Right now, it's just really red and it really hurts. So, today is our space exploration event, and I bought a stencil that is MIA now. I have no clue where it is. I have looked all over this craft room for it, and it'll probably show up tomorrow. I don't know where it is at the moment, though. But I am going to show you guys the stencil that Lily was just talking about. This is the one that Magnolia has. It says, "I love you to infinity and beyond," and it has the moon. I've never used it. That's why it doesn't have a name on the back of it yet. So, I do know that Valerie from Valerie's Crafty Ventures put it on a blue shirt, I think, with white paint ink. Anyway, I haven't used it, and that is not what I plan on using. Hey, Mary Lou. I am going to do some bookmarks. So since I couldn't find my stencil that I wanted to use, I found every other stencil that I have gotten from Amazon except that one. Hey, Liz. So we're going to do some bookmarks. So these are literally, they were labeled as bookmarks on Creative Fabrica. So they're just the galaxy. They're planets out in the galaxy. And I didn't trim this one well. Let me trim the white off of this real quick. I'm probably going to ink the edges just because some of them I did not trim well enough. So on the back of all of them, they say "To Infinity and Beyond." They have a starry background, which you can't really see all of it, but you can see some of it. And they're all different. They all say the same thing, but they all have different images on the front and the back. So we're going to do what Wendy did earlier. We're going to use paint and some rhinestones, but after I finish them, I'm going to laminate them. I actually have my laminator up here, so as long as I can get, as I have time, if I have time at the end, I'm going to laminate them live because the little rhinestones that I'm going to use are the tiny ones. So it's either going to be those or the ones that are in this one, and they're really tiny. And we're going to use the metallics and the watercolors. And we're just going to, yeah, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to bling up these bookmarks. Like I said, I am going to ink the edges, so I probably use blue. Get out blue. I was just showing you guys this cup. I love this thing. It's from the Dollar Tree. It's for paintbrushes. I love it. And I use it for when I have my paintbrushes in here, and then I'm going to use it for my watercolor brush that I'm going to use. So before I do anything on it, I am going to ink the edges. So let's see what blue we're going to use. That's not blue. It probably will be out of the other one. So what is this one? Cobalt and violet. Yeah, we're not using violet, so put that back in there and grab my other one. And yes, they are in color order. Let's see. Chip Sapphire. Let's try that one. Chip Sapphire sounds good. It's a dark blue. And I'm trying to see if I'm trying to see what I have that is usable. I don't want to use my light blue one just because then I wouldn't be able to use it again. Pink, red, brown, orange, purple, blues, blacks, pinks. Okay. I guess we're going to use one of these pieces. I don't know what color this was that I used for this, but there's a blue one in the top here, so we're just going to go ahead and use this. And I need to get the handle out here. And I do put them in, I don't know what you would call it, face down, I guess you could say. I put it so that the Velcro piece is up so that I can just do this and get my piece out. And then I put it back in and take it off like that. And I get these containers from the jewelry section at Hobby Lobby. They're like $1.99 or 99 cents, something like that. They're not expensive. And it comes with like 8 of them. The only thing that's different about them is that you have to have them connected, but that's not the worst thing in the world. So I'm just using that, and I am going to go around the edges and ink them. So I'm going to ink them both on both sides, but I'm just going to go through and do this side, and then I'll flip them over and do all on the other side. And I am doing this, like I said, because you can see white on the edges, and I don't like that. So you're going through and doing this, and do y'all think I should round the corners on the bookmarks, or should I just leave them square? If I round them, I'm just going to have to ink over them again, but it's just in the corners. So y'all let me know in the comments. So like I said, we're going to ink them. We're going to dab them up with some paint and some rhinestones, and I'm going to laminate them. So and then I'll probably punch a hole in the top of each of them to put one of those tassel things that you always see on. I will probably just make my tassels out of that crochet thread that I have. Hey, Miss Julie St. Pierre. I did see your message earlier. I've been having a day, but I'm pretty sure I have what you want. I can't remember what the third one was, but I know I have a dog and a cat. I'm trying to remember what the third one was. But I will go back and look at your messages. But yes, I had that stuff out actually today. I need to find my pens. I was working on some keychains. So I'm coming back and doing the back because you can see it. There is white on both sides. It wasn't just one side that I missed on the edges when I was cutting. So we're going to do what Wendy did, sort of. Obviously, this is slightly different because hers was a giant piece of paper with a picture of the solar system on it. Or the galaxy. I'm not really sure what it was. It was space, I do know that. So our theme today is space exploration. And anybody that's ever watched Toy Story, y'all will know that Buzz Lightyear likes to say to infinity and beyond. So and Buzz Lightyear of Space Command is he's in space. So they go with our space exploration theme. I don't care that he's a cartoon. That's what his job is. Didn't they have a whole cartoon about him? Buzz Lightyear had his own TV show or something on Disney Channel. Disney Kids, or I swear I remember something. We're going to ink them. We're going to paint them. We're going to bling them out with some rhinestones. Hey, Miss Bonnie. So this is how I get mine off of here. I take them off face down. I'm not getting ink all over my fingers. Although you're bound to get some ink on your fingers when you're doing this, just because there's ink on the pad. But I just put them in these stones. And they attach to one another. So I think there's either 8 or 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 of them. I have multiple sets. That's why I have this one. And I also have containers from, I think they were from a Dollar Tree. And these came out of another thing. So, hey, Melissa. Thank you for sprinkling. Putting my ink back. We are doing bookmarks. I love how my mom messages me, have the chicken ready for the pizza. I hate to tell you, lady, but it takes an hour for pizza dough to rise. If you're getting pizza, you're getting it on non-bread tonight, because I am not in the mood to make pizza dough. For anybody that missed the beginning of the live, today has not been a good day. And I have a big old red welt on my arm from falling into my shelving unit that is behind me. So if that tells you anything. So I think I'm going to use one of the oranges and do this. Let's grab brush. I don't know which orange I want to use. I'm thinking this one. These are the metallic paints, watercolor paints from Michaels. But I did just get a set of paints that are similar. They don't have as many colors, but they are metallic. Yeah, so I was trying to fix stuff in my craft room that the people that were putting insulation in our house today moved, and I tripped over my own 2 feet and fell into my shelving unit behind me and hit the bone right there on the shelving unit at the top. So that was not a fun thing. And I didn't know they were coming in this room today to work in that closet. I knew they were putting insulation in our house. I'm not stupid, but I didn't know they were going in that room. And I have stuff in front of the door. And if I had known, I would have moved it, because I was not doing anything yesterday for the whole day, basically, with the exception of the evening when I was doing some laundry. And even then, I could have come back up here and cleaned out the stuff. So yeah, I'm not having a great day. And then the first presenter that was supposed to be in the event didn't show up. Still haven't heard from the person. So that always makes me have a bad day. Luckily, we haven't had anybody else that's bailed on me today. And everybody has done amazing jobs with their crafts. I love the craft that you were doing, Kelly. I love that surface. Like I said, I did mine. I did a winter village on mine. I know Wendy was doing that earlier when she was playing with her paints. She was tapping them to spread them, I guess. She was telling Athena, you gotta do it. I should put myself because you should. You should be in my lives. I mean, today was a short day. I'm the last presenter. It's only 7 o'clock. Usually, we go until like 10, 11, 12. I think I want to do... I kind of want yellow. I don't know if I want that yellow, but since that's the yellow we have, we're just going to work with it. Anyway, like I was saying about these paints, they have a version at Dollar Tree, and it's $1.25. It is in the it's in the crafty section. I'm gonna move these up so we can just work on one at a time. It's in the crafting section, so it's only $1.25, and they were metallic watercolor paints. Hey, Kim. So I have them downstairs for Emmy if she wants to use them. Because I brought mine downstairs, and then I was thinking, you know what? This is stupid to try and let a 8-year-old use your watercolors, because she's going to end up mixing all your colors, and you're going to end up hating the colors after that, and you're going to want to buy a new set of paints. So, yeah. She now has her own set from the Dollar Tree. And I don't have anything... I've never had an issue with the Dollar Tree. Actually, this set of paints, I think, came from the Plus section at the Dollar Tree. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these bookmarks. I don't... Emmy the other day, I was trying to give her my mom and I had gone to Barnes & Noble. My mom likes doing Sudoku, and sometimes I can't find the ones at the Dollar Tree. So she wanted to go look to see what they had at Barnes & Noble, because she had gotten some before they went on their last trip. I was like, okay, I'm all up for that. Well, she wanted to go sit down, and she ended up in the kids section. And, so that's where I found her. And I went and looked at books, and I picked up 2 books that I loved as a kid. I don't know how many of y'all were Beverly Cleary fans as kids, but I read like all of Beverly Cleary books. I loved her books when I was a kid. So I bought Ramona Quimby, age 8. That's how old Emmy is. So I'm like, oh, this will be good for her. And then I bought her Freckle Juice, because I loved that book as a kid too. I loved all of those books. Judy Blume and Beverly Cleary were my 2 people that I loved the most. But I read all of Beverly Cleary books. Dear Mr. Henshaw, Henry Higgins, you name it, I read it. I read like 400 books by the time I was in 3rd grade. So I think I'm going to come and use this blue. And so I tried giving them to her. She's like, no, I don't read. And I'm like, I know you do read. You just don't want to read here, which, whatever. I don't care if you don't want to read here. I'm just trying to be nice and give you a book. She was in a mood last week on Thursday. So Ramona and Freckle Juice are still sitting on our kitchen table because she did not want them. And I'm like, well, that's great, because I have an Amelia Bedelia book for her. And I have... What else did I get her? Oh, there was this line of books. I was looking for books for my cousin's kids because they came over a couple years ago for Christmas. And I bought these books thinking, oh, I can give them to Emmy when she gets older and she wants to read. I think it's called like Katie's Cupcakes or something. It's made for like kids her age. It's not like... It's made for kids her age. I don't know why I'm like, well, I don't know what to do with it now, because I've had it for a while and I'm not returning it. So I am painting to add some dimension, some metallic-y dimension to these bookmarks. And then we're going to do, like I said, some rhinestones over it in some places. And we're going to laminate them. some of this darker blue for like here. Even though you can't really see it, it's supposed to be a planet, I think, right here. But you can't see it because it's like really, really dark. So I'm using this darker blue to make this planet stand out. I was telling my psychiatrist earlier today that I was going out of town. And I was like, I haven't booked my hotel room for Thursday night, but I'm like, Tallahassee shouldn't be too busy. I don't really see a problem. And she was telling me about this hotel. She's like, yeah, sometimes when we go to Florida, we'll stop in we'll like go to Tallahassee and then go wherever we're going in South Florida. And she said it was called Bob. And I'm like, she's like, it's boutique on a budget. Because I was telling her that Morgan, my could-have-been daughter, had texted me some expensive ones and then some not so expensive hotels. And I was like, huh, I'll look into that. So I think I might be staying at that boutique on a budget place because it was less expensive than Marriott. Okay, let's go back to this one and do some blue on this. Maybe do some pink or maybe do red. Let's try this red. I might try this one too, the orangey one at the bottom. I am not having a good day today. People were doing insulation at our house and moved things, and I didn't know, and I flipped out when I came home, and I now have a big red mark on my wrist. Right there. You can clearly see it from falling and hitting my wrist bone right here on my shelving unit that's behind me, which was not fun, and I was yelling at my dad. I didn't even know if he was home. Actually, I didn't think he was home, but then I found out he was home, and I was just yelling. And I was on the verge of tears because I could not find my stencils from Magnolia that are like hundreds of dollars worth of stencils. I was freaking out. Like I was about to cry. I was so like worked up about it. Let's try this one. So yeah, my day has not been that great. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a huge bruise on my wrist. But we are watercoloring and we're going to bling up these bookmarks. I wanted to use it for Santa and his reindeer. Oh, the sign. Because I was reading that and I'm like, what is she talking about? I'm like, oh, she meant the surface that she used earlier that I have. I think I got mine for like less than yours. It might have been on more of a sale when I got it. Okay, coming back to this one, I think I want to add some of this darker orangey color to that. And add some of it to this area right here on this planet. I have no clue what planets these are, by the way. Hey, Miss Lily. This is your stencil you're looking for. I took it out to show you. It says, I love you to infinity and beyond. But the stencil is just called To Infinity and Beyond. And it does have a moon. I saw your PM, Miss Julie. I need to go look at it again. I know I have a dog and a cat. I can't remember what the other one was that you asked about. But I do have it, and I need to find my pens. I don't think I had any in the box that I was working with, but I have pens. I just don't think they were in that one. Okay, let's add some of this color in on the outside of this. And then little spots right there where we already painted some stuff. Blend it in some more. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to get some more blue. Actually, I think I'm going to do this pearlescent white one. I'm going to do some of that on this, whatever these things are in the middle. I don't know what they are. They look like little cyclones or something. I'm sure that's not what they are, but yes, I do, Bonnie. Basically, mostly what I do is crafting. The other thing I do is I cook for a family twice a week. Their dinner sometimes. It doesn't happen every week. Like, I don't do it during the summer. But, like, during the school year, we have a family friend who has 2 kids. She has 3 kids, but 2 of them are really into sports already. The other one's 4 years old, I think. No, he's got to be older than that. I think he's 5. He's about to be 6, I think. One we can put on this one. And like I said, we are laminating these, so they're gonna be covered. The paint's not gonna bleed off of it's not gonna bleed on anything. But I really don't like it when people move my stuff in my craft room. It really annoys the crap out of me. I already have OCD. I already have mental issue problems. I don't need people moving my stuff, and me not knowing that they moved my stuff until... Oh, and it gets even better. I opened the door to that closet because I'm like, what the heck? Why were they moving all of this stuff? And I found a container with the punches that I knew I had but could not find for the Happy Planner. And I almost bought new punches for that system because I could not find mine. And they were in a container, and somebody, my dad, put it in that closet right behind me that nobody would have thought to look in. This one has some pink on it, so I'm going to do some pink over here. This lighter pink. So yeah, I found my 2 big happy punches, big Happy Planner punches. Thanks, Miss Trudy. This, I don't know if y'all can see it, but this on my arm right here, I hit my bone on a shelving unit that's behind me, and it hurts really bad when you touch it on things. So, trying not to put my wrist on this glass mat because that would really hurt it. That one pink. This one has some pink right here. Let's see what else. This one looks like it should have pink on it, but I don't really see anything. But this planet is really dark and it's brown, so I'm going to use some of my brown. And I think I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I may not fill it in all the way, but I am adding some metallic-y stuff to it. Name is Carla. Oh, thanks, Trudy. They were from Creative Fabrica. They're Galaxy bookmarks. And on the back of them, I didn't design this side, but I did put the stuff on the other side. Let's see. Let's do some pink up here. Okay, that was a little bit too wet. Pink up there and pink here. How's Miss Felicity, Miss Trudy? Let's see. That's pink. I don't know what color this is, but I'm painting it this color. Okay, I think we're good with the blue and the pink and the purple and the everything. I have never heard of Tula X2. Is that the is that the thing from Office Depot? Is that their discbound system? I think I do know what you're talking about, Mary Lou. Share this out to our MJ's class. She's going to be 3. Aw. My mom just texted me. I'm hungry. Okay. I'm not stopping my life for you to feed. Like, that's not how this is going to work. So I am going to put some of these rhinestones on here. I just don't know where. It'll probably be on the opposite side, though. So these say to infinity and beyond, and they have stars all over them. So I think we're going to use the rhinestones as stars on these. All the backgrounds are the same. It's just different. And the wording is moved around and it has different images. Oh, well, that sounds very similar to their disbounds thing. Okay, now I've got to decide what color to use for the stars. Do I want to use a color to make them stand out, or do I want to use white or clear, as in because both of these have clear in them. These are all one size, but they're all the different colors. These are just like the clear ones and like mermaid color and the different sizes. I think I got those first. So what do we think? Make them stand out with like a blue, or make it stand out with a clear? I guess they wouldn't really stand out if you used the blue, but I do have some dark blue I could use on there. I have all kinds of colors. I have grays, I have browns, I have like a champagne color, gold. Should we use gold? I'm not using pinks or orange. But I could use a gold or like a champagne color or a clear color. What do y'all think? Sorry, I have the sniffles now. Or should I just go dark and use like a really dark blue? I'm trying to figure out what color some of these are. I think that one's black. I thought there was a purple in here, but I don't think there is. Unless it's this one. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Carla says champagne. So let me see. This might be copper, not champagne. Yeah, I think that one's copper. I think this one is champagne. I want to know something funny. Well, it's not really funny. My grandma's maiden name was Champagne. And my grandpa's last name, my mom's maiden name was Landry. Those are very, very Louisiana names. Well, Bonnie says dark blue and champagne. Let's do some of the champagne and then we'll come back to the dark blue. That way we're not mixing them on here. And I don't want to have to get out my other little tray thing. So we'll put some of these on here and then we'll get some of the dark blue. And we can especially put the dark blue like with the like the meteor that is falling up there and like the planets that are up here. So I'm just going to put some dots of glue. And then I'm going to use my tool that I made. And it says, Jesus, take the wheel before I run somebody over. Because I'm sure y'all feel like that sometimes too. And when my jewels don't go exactly where I want them, I use the other end to move them around. So if anybody needs a homemade pokey tool or a homemade grippy tool or a homemade... It's B7000. B7000. And I got it in the little tubes because I was using it for making my pokey tools. Because the pokey tools, they you need to glue them together because they're on a... They don't have ends like the keychains and the pens and the bookmarks do. So it's just it's a needle. So you have to glue it on there or it's going to fall off the needle. Well, just message me, Mary Lou. I have all kinds of beads. I have Golden Girls, which I gave Miss... I think I gave Miss Yachty a Golden Girl one. Yeah, this pen does fit my day. It's perfect for today. I think, let's see. So I've got 4, 5, 6. Let's do another one down here. And one up at the top. And then we'll stop with the champagne on this one and move to the next. That way we leave some room. We can put some of the dark blue ones. And since these are really thin, they should I should be able to laminate these easily because the machine's not gonna eat them up, I hope. Yeah, I just got the little B7000s from... I can't remember if I got it from Amazon or not. I want to say I did, but I could be wrong. Because I like the little ones. They're like a half of an ounce. And they don't dry out as fast as the big ones. And they're a lot easier to maneuver. They do leak a lot, though. Like if you don't put the lid back on right away. So that one. The Golden Girls are fun. So I have one that says Stay Golden and it's got the Golden Girls on it. And then I have the individual ones. So I have Sophia, Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose. They're like little people. They literally look like little people, like the little people from Fisher Price. They're not like... They're cartoony-ish. They don't look like the people themselves. I missed that one. What's this one? Let's do more there. And since these are so tiny, you really don't need a ton of that glue. That's why I'm trying to wipe it off in between, because it keeps squirting out the glue. And you don't need that much. I thought the Audie had the Golden Girls because I made her a pen. No, I made her a bookmark and a pokey tool. She ordered the pokey tool and I gave her a keychain and a pokey tool. She only ordered the pokey tool. But I have so much stuff in my craft stuff with these beads that I need to find a way to use them and give them away to people, so... I think I gave you a pen, right, Miss Carla? So anytime anybody orders anything from now on, they're getting extra in their package. Let's see, that was 4. Let's do one by the planet and one up at the top here. I'm trying not to put them all in the same spot Some of them obviously aren't in the same spot because of the placement of the things at the bottom and the top, but if I can fix it to where it's not in the same places, then I think that'll be good. Okay, so now we're finished with these, with this color. So I'm just going to put them back in here and make sure I put them back in the right one, because trust me, I have put them back in the wrong one. And I don't know what color these is. Trying to figure out what color this is. I want to say it's like really, really dark blue. Like it almost looks black. But I think that is the dark blue. Because the other one is like cobalt almost. I'm not going to put a ton of these on here anyway, so. So back to our loopy tool. And there's no star or anything right there, but I really like that spot. So I'm going to put one of the dark blue ones up there. And here. It would be neat if they made one of these where the glue came out one end and the picky tool is on the other end. Here. Let's see what we can do. There. There. Let's see. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try and find some place to put another one on this side. Down there. I try to have them like even or odd numbers. I don't know why I picked the middle one to go with, but it was there. Let's see. Let's do one up here where the little planet pieces are. In the middle. I think this came with that stuff to put on this end. I don't like that stuff though. That's just me. I'm sure people like that, but I don't like it. It never works for me. And I have a bunch of those white pencils that are also for this purpose. Those are in with the other, my other ones though. Let's see. I'm trying to decide if I want to put one more up here. I think I do. It won't cover that one, but it'll fit in the middle of it. Okay. This one. Let's see. I am losing some of this glue, but it was pretty inexpensive, so I'm not overly concerned with it. Okay. And this glue doesn't dry too fast, so you have time to put it down on a couple of spots and then get your rhinestones. And it's not going to dry out on you. Okay, so got that one done. I've only laminated things like a couple of times, so I'm not even sure how it's going to work. Hey, Tony, welcome. Let's see. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 6. We are working on some bookmarks tonight. So today's space exploration event in my group. It was a short one today. I am the last presenter. Before me was Lily Dose, and before her was Mary Lou, and we've had a great lineup all day. So if you've missed anybody, go back and watch in Crafty Friends Unite. The link is in the description. And if you're interested in being in events, let me know, because I have events every week. And if you're a group, if you have a group and you want to do a collaboration, I'd love to do that. I want to get together with Miss Yachty and do that. I tried to do one with Wendy back in the fall, but it was a horror movie event and not a ton of people signed up. It was just me and her. And Eden, but Eden had like something happen and she couldn't be in the event. So it was literally just me and Wendy doing a live together, which I have no problem with. That was an awesome live, and I love my journal that I did. I didn't wear my mask that I got for that because Eden wanted to dress up, and I'm like, well, if Eden's not doing the event, I'm not dressing up. She wanted to be Freddy. She said, I called dibs on Freddy Krueger. Like, you can have him. I don't want to dress up like Freddy Krueger. I now realize why I had that on my desk. I don't usually keep glue on my desk like that, but because I can't fit it on the cart. So I'm going to grab the laminating paper in the machine. It's right here by my desk. So this is the laminating sheet. And they should all fit in one because this sheet is the same size as the piece of paper that was on. And obviously they've been cut down. They're not the same size that they were. So let me move some things on my desk so that I can put the laminating machine here. Ooh, do y'all want to do a card today? The cards are funny. Let's see what the card is. Let's see. Slightly unhinged affirmation cards. Let's see what today says. I find joy in the way music makes even the worst days feel cinematic. That's pretty much true. Music can put you in a better mood in an instant. So I'm going to move this. I'm double checking the sides because I do not want this thing to fall over today. So, that needed to come with one anyway, so I need to plug this in, and it doesn't have a long cord. So luckily, I have an extension cord right next to me. And turn it on. Like I said, I've only used this. Oh, the cord does get longer. It wraps around these pieces on the bottom. Okay. See this? I can't even see this. Let me see if I can. I want to tilt this, but not there. You're tilted and it's probably looking weird, but this thing like goes up and it's very dusty because I don't use it very often. It is plugged in, so let's see if I can get it to come on. Okay. It is on, you guys, and it will say, y'all can't see that, but there's a, I will hold it up. It turns on and you're supposed to press which button your paper is, and then this light will come on when it's ready. So I'm going to look at the box for this real quick because I didn't look to see. I'm pretty sure it should be set for it because I don't think I've ever used any other paper in it. Yep, it's the same. It's 3 millimeters thick. So I have 3 millimeter and 5 millimeter. I hate music unless I'm riding the lawnmower. Oh my gosh. That sucks, Kelly. So this is the laminating sheet. We're just gonna put all this inside of it. I don't know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna find out. And I am spacing them out so that the heat will go in between so that when I cut them out, it won't, I don't know what the word would be. Like, I don't know. So that it doesn't cut into the bookmark. I just want to make sure I leave space in between them. Just moving this one over a tad bit at the bottom. You love your laminator, Miss Carla? This is only like the third time I've used it. One time I used it to make a cover for a little book that I made for Emmy out of cardstock. I had the Happy Planner. I'm sure a lot of y'all know what that is. Let me see if I can grab this one that's over here. This is the one I was reworking one for Emmy. The Happy Planner with the disc bound things. I was laminating what was I laminating? I was laminating a file folder that I cut up to be a cover for a little book that I made out of cardstock from probably Michael's. But yeah, I've only used it like one other time since then. And I was using it to laminate Emmy's badge. Not last year, but the year before. No, it was last year. Last year for her birthday. Not this year, last year. I gave Emmy a bag that used to be mine. It was this little it had a handle. It was a makeup bag and it had a shoulder strap. You could wear it like a purse. I didn't do it like that, but I cleaned it all out and I made it into a medical bag for her. And so I was laminating her medical badge because I made her own medical badge in Canva. And it needed to be laminated to put it in the lanyard because I had one of those lanyards. I do have handwritten recipes. My mom writes on, well, she doesn't anymore, but my mom has a ton of recipes on huge 5x7 index cards. She has a ton of recipes written on them. I don't really have anything from my grandma like that. I did find a birthday card that was mine in this closet earlier. You know what? Let me see if I can reach it. My grandma had impeccable penmanship, you guys. I hate this insulation. Okay. It was in a bin with a bunch of trolls. And if anybody knows trolls, one of them, his butt was sticking out. Ugh. This is my grandma on my mom's side. This is her handwriting. That's how she wrote. For anybody that didn't know my name, that's my name. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. For a terrific daughter from my mom and dad. An envelope says nothing. Hi, Tammy. Thanks for hopping on. We're working on some bookmarks. We're going to laminate them. And we're just waiting for the laminating machine to heat up. Let's see what this one said from my grandma. Happy birthday, granddaughter. This was from a long time ago. Hope that your birthday is filled with delight, with happiness from morning to night. All our love, Lady and Papa. That's what we called my grandma. We called her Lady. I kept all of my birthday cards. I don't know why these were in there, but I have a thing in my closet, and I have a bunch of cards in there. Hey, look, it's Snoopy. Happy birthday from the whole troop. Oh, it's from my dad's brother, his sister-in-law, my cousins. I don't know what birthdays this is from. This is from. This is weird. This is from my dad's parents, and we called my grandma Mima, but this says Mima. And it has like I can't tell if it's an E with a accent thing on it or if it's an I. But I had a grandpa named OJ. That was from that grandparents. This one, oh, this was from my, it says, to a very special person. Happy birthday, lots of love, Nanny and the guys. My nanny and my Uncle Jimmy and their kids. My nanny I was very close to growing up. And I don't know what some of this stuff is. Oh, this is an invitation from a birthday party I had when I was a kid. I had a baby bozo birthday party. And this was the It was a slumber party. It says bring sleeping bag and pillow. That's our old address. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is from my dad's aunt. They live next door to my grandparents. My dad's mom and her sister were very close. My dad's grandma would like go between their two houses. This is funny. Oh, look, highlights for children. A bunch of dinosaur stickers that you can tell are older than F. Okay. The laminating machine is heated up now. Let's get this paper in here and see how this works. Well, one of the little things moved. At least it didn't move too much. I still have space. Yeah, my grandma had great penmanship. I am moving this. So where the rhinestones are, it kind of like bubbled around them. Crap. I didn't think that's through. I should have left that there. It bubbled around them. So this might not have been the most smartest thing to do. But they're done. See? You can see where they kind of bubbled around them. So we're going to cut them up. They're still kind of warm, but not so warm to the point where I can't cut them out of this. This is the one I was talking about. It kind of moved over some. I am going to trim them. So I'm going to trim them around here. And then I need to decide if I want to do, well, I already took it apart, Carla. Well, I guess I could run them through individually, can't I? I could run it through individually, right? Just because I cut them up doesn't mean I can't run them through. Unless it does mean you can't run them through. I don't know. They're still the same. It didn't press them down anymore. Hey, Miss Teresa. We're making bookmarks. They kind of look weird, but that's the way things are. We're laminating the bookmarks that I made. They say to infinity and beyond, and then they have the galaxy that I painted on. You can't really tell a lot on this one, but Miss Carla just said I should run them through a second time. So I am, because the machine is still on and heated up. So I will probably get my paper trimmer so that I can cut them and leave like a specific amount around the edge. Because I don't want to cut them with my, I want them to be straight. Only reason I was cutting them apart is because I needed them apart to be able to trim them down. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to trim off of them. But I do know that they're 6 1/4 inches long. And I do want to leave a small border. Yes, Mary Lou, that's exactly what we do. We tell people, don't learn from what we did. Learn from what we did and don't do the same thing. So if I do 6 1/2, it'll leave a little bit of a border around it. And let's see. How wide do we want to go? I don't want to cut it too close, because then it'll unseal right at the edge, and I don't want that. So I might actually go further than that. Although I think that'll be fine for the top and the bottom. 6 1/2. And then the width, I definitely do not want to leave it with what it is. So I think we're going to go with, these are 8, so 2, 4, 5/8. 2 5/8 wide. And this is why I like trimmers. So I'm going to trim this way first, a little bit. I'm not going to like get it close enough, but I am trimming it on that end. And then I'm going to come in and trim it on this end too. And the reason I don't have it up against the edge is because it's not a flat line where I cut it on the sides. Like now I could put it up there. And because it's clear, I can literally see how much space I'm leaving around the edges. I might round the corners on these. Let's see if I can find my corner rounder, if it's down here or not. Knowing me, it probably isn't. It probably is not down there. I've got 1 minute. Yeah, it's not down there. But I do have a different one we could use. Make them fancy on the edges. Let's try. We'll try this one. I don't know if it's gonna affect the edges, but they're kind of like fancy cuts. I don't know. I don't know if I like them, but these were just some bookmarks that I made today for the event. And I will probably give this one to Emmy. Just because I don't think I want to do that again because it cut into the bookmark itself on the top and the bottom. So I think what I will do, I got my lamination machine from Walmart, believe it or not. It was not as expensive as it is now when I bought it. But yeah, it was from Walmart. Well, I'll have to find my corner rounder. Because I do like that corner edge, but it just doesn't look right on the bookmark. I think it just needs a rounded edge. But that's what I'm going to do with all of these. I'm just going to trim them down at the top and bottom and the sides. And like I said, since it's clear, I can see how much room I am leaving compared to where the edge of the paper is and where the trimmer is. So I really didn't have to worry about measuring. But if you're concerned about that, you can, which I did, but I'm just using. Now we've got another one. Might as well punch them all out. I mean, cut them all out. And I get to go shopping tomorrow. I didn't get to go to my Hobby Lobby today. I'm the last person in my event, so I'm okay with myself going overtime. Especially since it's my event. And, you know, not going over that much. Just enough to finish off the bookmarks. I love how well this paper trimmer cuts now that I've changed the blade. It trims things so easy. Like, I can't even tell that it's cut through the plastic because that's how smooth it is. But it does. It's cutting through it. So I will find the corner rounder. God knows where that is. And like I said, I'll probably put eyelets on all of these. And I might try to make tassels with my, I do have my crochet thread, so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Make a tassel with this. But I'm not going to do that on the live because I only have the pink by me and I'm not using pink for the space thing because none of this stuff is really that pink. But I am going to find my corner rounder to round the edges on these three. I'll probably use the smallest one, which is that's probably the one I got. This one is Scotch brand. And it does have a release thing, but I've never had to use the release. I don't know what you would need that for, but and the like I said, the cord wraps up around the bottom of it. It has like 2 feet. They're not really feet, but it's like a thing to wrap the cord around, so it all stays together. And this piece that's on the back that you can see right here, this flap, it loosens and folds down kind of like the back of a printer. Yep, that's probably the one I got. Then that's not really more expensive than what I paid for it. I think I paid $23 for mine, so it hasn't increased that much. And I've had it for like, God, I can't remember, at least a decade, at least 10 years that I've had this. So I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna go find my corner rounder, and I will be on again tomorrow in Wendy's event, so look out for that. It's a crafter's choice. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but yep, I'll be live again tomorrow. And at least this craft turned out okay. So thank you guys for watching. I love all of you, and I will see you tomorrow night. Bye, guys.